Someone like me, they say Jakpa and Jakpada. I say let people Jakpa because guess what? They will Jakpada. When I left here over 30-something years ago, I left here very sad and I thought I was running away because I was just a young doctor. I didn't see any hope. Well, after doing everything I did, I've practiced medicine over 25, 26 years in private practice. I've gotten involved in all kinds of businesses in the United States. Guess where I am? You know, SAGLEV is an electric vehicle manufacturer. We're actually a US company. Our principals actually manufacture vehicles in the US, but the SAGLEV Electromobility Nigeria Limited is our Nigerian subsidiary, just like we have a subsidiary in Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, and then soon in South Africa. All of these countries will have their own assembly plants. That's the plan, where we assemble in every of this market. Already, we've been testing vehicles in Nigeria and Ghana. We've been collecting data from rideshare drivers, fleet drivers. We've been literally paying drivers to submit their data to us. How much do you make? How much gas do you buy? We are tracking their vehicles, seeing the distance. So the research and data collection part has been going on probably a year and a half. Same thing in Ghana. At this point, developing an assembly plant in Nigeria. There is also an assembly plant in development for Accra, Ghana. It's going to be in Tema. The other activity, to fully answer your question, is we are already training and recruiting electric vehicle technicians. So that is going on. As a matter of fact, we just hired 16 or 18 of them. They are getting ready to start their online training, then they will go to classroom, and then they will go to practical training. So that's where we are in summary. Challenges, interestingly, because Nigeria is a country that has, so to speak, experienced a lot of trauma relating to electricity. You find out that the average Nigerian person all through the first question is power, right? But that has not been our experience, and we can talk more about that. So power could be a challenge, but power is very much a perceived problem. The other challenges we've had is that this is just a new product. 90% of what our company does is to actually educate people, because so many people don't even understand that they are perfect electric vehicle customers. So that is there. This is a novel product. So some of the other challenges are just, again, the charging network. Even though we are an automotive manufacturer, we have to reluctantly get involved in developing charging. It's just like being Peugeot or any automotive manufacturer, and all of a sudden you find yourself developing gas stations. Foreign exchange rate, we find ourselves in a challenging economic condition. But the way I like to tell people is that SAGLEV is actually a solution to that. So the fact that we understand that we bring in factors that actually help you to maneuver, around the economy is very encouraging to us. So, the challenges are there, but those are some of the main challenges. The data is surprisingly encouraging, because that is why you actually go somewhere and you collect the data. You can't just sit back and say, oh, this is what I think the data is. But the data is very surprisingly interesting. I want to tell you, when we first started talking about coming to West Africa, while gasoline was 180, 140 at some point a liter here, Naira, gasoline was 850 Naira a liter in Ghana. Same in Cote d'Ivoire. So for you to sell an electric vehicle in Nigeria, it was not economically really viable. You can't make the economic case easily. But that has changed. A gallon is what, 617 now? So the story is different. And all of a sudden, and that actually led us to understanding that we have to fast track our plans. A rideshare driver that uses the smallest available vehicle on the road is spending 9,000 naira a day on petrol. If you are saying a Toyota Corolla, Toyota Camry, Honda Accord, now you are looking at anywhere 17, 18, 19, 20,000 naira. Now, if your car is even older, then you're spending more because an older vehicle, an older motor burns more gasoline. Now, that is compared to an electric vehicle, which that smallest vehicle, some of the examples I will show you here today, it costs for 300 kilometers of distance, it costs less than 3,000 naira to charge it. That is such a big. What we've also found from the data is just the cost of ownership of an electric vehicle. It's not what people think it is, because the average electric vehicle will cost you 50 to 60% less in maintenance cost if you just take the first 4 years of the vehicle, talk less of down the line. An internal combustion engine vehicle will keep costing you more. An electric vehicle has much less moving parts. There's no transmission, there's no kickstarter, there's no crankshaft, there's no oil, there's no moving parts. It's just a battery and a transmission. Surprisingly interesting. We've always thought that this would be possible. I've driven electric vehicles in the US since 2013. I drove one of the first Teslas ever manufactured. And I've always wondered, why is it that in Africa, in Nigeria, we don't drive more EVs? But a lot of it is education. So that's why I say we have to educate people. What we think is impossible is actually possible. Now, what the data tells you is a little bit scary, because what it tells you is that between 50 to 70% of Nigerians are actually potential electric vehicle customers. Listen, SAGLEV wants other people to manufacture electric vehicles in Nigeria. So it's not if you are able to invest in EV manufacturing, we don't mind you coming on board and saying, hey, listen, I want to do this. This is a country of 200 million. Listen, SAGLEV is not going to satisfy that market. I can assure you of that. We just want to make sure that people get the benefits of electric vehicles. And it's not just in personal vehicles, all the way to last mile transportation, all the way to even trucking, public transportation, Uber, because you want to attack the highest offender, which is public and mass transportation. Right?